Alright guys, let's talk about building self-confidence. Building real self-confidence that lasts. And let me start with this favorite quote of mine from A Course in Miracles that states that all shallow roots must be uprooted because they are not deep enough to sustain you. And this quote should give you an idea of what kind of bubble I want to burst today. Making it to make it, that's not work, and here's why. How long are you going to be able to hide the fact that you feel insecure about certain aspects of your life? Because if you've ever built sandcastles, you realize that this ideology is like building mansions on a very shallow foundation, and if the foundation is not strong, every other thing you build on it just needs a little time to collapse. A little quick and all the building comes down in rubbles. When you fake confidence, you're actually not working on the problems that make you feel insecure about yourself. And a little trigger is highly likely to send you back to your old self that constantly doubted herself and thought she's unworthy. But here's the thing, you need to constantly remind yourself that your worth is not dependent on how people treat you or the situations surrounding your life. So I read this book called 10 Simple Solutions for Building Self-Esteem by Glenn Skerady, and I realized that a good self-image has three main building blocks, which are unconditional self-worth, unconditional self-love, and growth. And talking about unconditional self-worth, if you equate your human value to the external factors in your life, your confidence level is constantly going to fluctuate, because we all have immeasurable, unchanging intrinsic worth as humans, and that kind of worth is neither increased nor decreased based on the things that happen in our life. But because society conditions us to think otherwise, we sometimes feel insecure because we think that the other person looks better or has a better life than we do. So think of yourself as a baby. Even though you were born little, you already whole and have everything it takes to be called a human being. So what other people say about you to your mother does not reduce the fact that you are a complete human being. And that is the same thing with self-confidence and self-worth. You already have that value endowed by God. You are already made complete and whole, and no matter what happens in your life, that does not detect who you are or what you should feel about yourself. But when you separate your core worth and value as an individual from the external that happen in your life, you get so sure of yourself and become relieved from the need and burden to compete with others in order to establish an image for yourself. Next thing I want us to talk about in building self-confidence at last is to treat yourself with unconditional love. If you take unconditional worth and human value as a seed, love becomes the nourishment you need to give it so it can flourish. That somebody refuses to show you love does not mean that you are not worthy or have no value, but the kind of love that you're willing to show and pour into your life makes you experience your real self-worth and enjoy the process of growing. Incorporating acts of self-love into your life makes you feel better, live better, and make decisions that help you develop the right attributes that you want for yourself and polish your rough edges. Now, let's talk about mindfulness. Even though we are all born with unconditional self-worth, sometimes the externals, which are the things that are happening around us, can alter the way we perceive ourselves. You need to be on the lookout for feelings, image, thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs that trigger a feeling of worthlessness within you. Because it's when you feel worthless that your self-confidence becomes so low. Next thing I want us to talk about is to put away negative thinking. So our ordinary self is tuned to respond to negative situations and emotions in the way that society wants us to, but you must be able to shake off every thinking that clouds your judgment of yourself and makes you feel worthless. Because even though the adversities we face may produce negative thoughts or disturb our emotions, how you go through that moment entirely depends on you. That you failed or did not meet a certain standard does not mean that you have no value. Because if you plant a seed, you don't go the next day just to see if it has sprouted. Even if you go to give it nourishment so that it can grow well into the tree that you desire. And that is the same thing with self-confidence. Give yourself better luck next time and don't tie your self-worth to your one-time inability to hit a target. Because like a seed, you are a work in progress. Next thing I want us to talk about is to stop fearing people, because our inability to trust ourselves most often comes when we have to deal with people. But if you strip people of the title that they have, they are nothing. They are left with nothing. You and that person you are afraid to approach all have equal value before God. And so all you have to do is to respect them, because you will also like it when people respect you. So you must respect people and give people reverence and not put them in the place of God. And next time you're afraid to approach people, just take a little action, because action, they say, is a cure for fear. Even the little action you can take can help you overcome your feeling of fear when approaching people. Another thing I would like us to talk about is to appreciate your body. Don't forget that it's so easy to see how big your belly has become, how fat your cheek has become when you stand in front of the mirror. But next time that you stand in front of the mirror, choose to see the most beautiful aspect of your life. Choose to see what is making you look more beautiful over time. Even if you're physically challenged, that does not mean that you are ugly. I've been struggling with my posture for a long time now, but that doesn't mean that when I walk, I can't be proud of myself. I need to be proud of myself and walk with my chest high up, because I can't let my posture dictate how I go about the rest of my life. Acknowledge the fact that your body is just a physical carrier of your spirit within, which is you yourself, that does not perish. So don't let the defects on your body dictate how happy your spirit can become. I cannot end this video if I don't talk about practicing gratitude, because it's a very big factor when talking about building confidence that lasts. Being grateful for who you are and what you have at the moment opens your eyes to see how great you can become. If you continuously demand money, titles, and prestigious positions, those things can begin to control you. You start worrying anytime you imagine yourself without those things. But when you take the position of gratitude, your spirit becomes enlightened to be happy, even in lack. Anytime you find yourself doubting your self-worth, try to remember how much abundance and people you have in your life that makes a difference in your life. You can also keep a gratitude journal and remember that you have equal, non-depreciating self-worth that is not determined by the kind of things that happen to you, but how you choose to see the world. If you enjoy this video, then I know that you're going to enjoy this one too. So watch that, nurse, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and take care of yourself. Bye bye.